It's still sunny and it's still Stockholm. And I'm joined here with the next guest. So first of all, if you could tell me your name and company, that'd be great.
My name is Wale Omiyale. I'm from Confirmit.
Okay, and how many people mess up the first name, Wale?
Quite a lot, actually. It's actually quite fun seeing people struggle with my name, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me a little bit about Confirmit.
Okay, so Confirmit's a software company, has been around for about 15 years now, developing software primarily for the market research industry, but also developing a number of software solutions for the corporate end client side of the industry as well.
Okay, but that could be lots of companies. What makes Confirmit special?
I think the fact that we're wholly focused on software development really means that we have a very unique focus on what we do well.
Quite a bit of your business is data collection, I believe. You might want to tell people that you do collect data and...
Yeah, so I mean, essentially we are an online software development company. As of the last count, it's been something like 1.5 billion completed interviews conducted on the Confirmit platform since inception. And we regularly do around 120, 130 million completed interviews a year. Okay,
so 120 million a year, and that was B for billion for those
yes,
people
that's
who
the big billion number.
That's a really big number. So who are your core clients? Are they the small people, the middle-sized people, the large people?
I mean, that's really an interesting question. It's the power of the internet. The internet is really a complete leveler. So we work with small agencies, medium-sized agencies, and the very, very large market research agencies as well.
Can you mention any of the large ones?
We can mention some large ones. TNS are a big user of Confirmit. Ipsos are a user of Confirmit. Nielsen are a very big user of Confirmit. And we've got some medium-sized agencies in the Scandinavian region. We've got Norstad, research companies like Research Now, panel companies, like Research Now, fieldwork companies, using Confirmit, not just for online, but also for CATI, for CAPI, for mobile, as well as our reporting suites as well.
I don't know whether you've been able to pick up on this, but two of the speakers here today have really talked a little bit about a swing back towards CATI away from CAPI. Not enough, not a fantastic change, not destroying online as a methodology, but just a bit of growth in CATI again. Have you seen any of that?
Well, I think about maybe 3 or 4 years ago, we saw a big dip in CATI, moving away from CATI to online because I guess costs were an important factor. And then it leveled out. We saw a complete leveling out. And then you're right, we are beginning to see a swing back to CATI, but mainly in the B2B area. Not so much on the B2C side, but mainly in the B2B area, yes.
And what about mobile? I know you had a presentation early this morning and the room was pleasantly full, which is great. So what can you tell us about where mobile is going?
Well, mobile for us has been a unique adventure. As I mentioned before, we primarily have been known as an online survey platform. And we started a foray into mobile about 1.5 years ago, developing a suite of software for smartphones. Last year we acquired a company called Technios, which develops offline mobile solutions. And so we're in the process right now of integrating an excellent best-of-breed offline mobile solution with the Confirmit suite of online mobile solutions. So we think mobile is definitely the future. It's a major methodology. It's not a complete replacement, and it's still very, very early days. So there's a lot of innovation to take place. There's a lot of development to take place, both on the client side from users as well as from the developer side as a software development company.
I must admit, I think the biggest change is going to have to be the users, because what the average online survey is probably 30 minutes long now. You would know better than I with 120 million going through the system. We're never going to be seeing, surely, 30-minute surveys done on smartphones.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. I think just like online changed the way in which surveys were created, moving from KT to online, mobile being a different methodology is also going to create a new way of designing and implementing and distributing surveys across mobile platforms. Mobile offers up so many different capabilities, video, chat, you know, a lot more interactivity, and I think the ability for researchers to to exploit those capabilities and implement them in research projects is really going to drive the direction in which mobile is going to be developed.
So you've been at the Swedish Market Research Day before. How many have you been to?
This is only my second day,
right?
Second time of attending the Swedish Market Research. I haven't been for a few years. It's been about 4 years since I last came, but it's great to be back.
And what's special about this event for Confirmit, do you think?
I think Confirmit, being a Nordic owned company with our head office in Norway, feels like we're coming back home in a sense. Although I'm from the London office, it does feel like this is where the roots of Confirmit really started, in the Nordic region. So it does feel like a homecoming.
Yeah, one of the interesting things, I was a relatively early user of Confirmit, as you know, back in the days when it was firm.no, which was always a strange message, because the company used to be Firm and No was the internet thing for Norway. And because it wasn't an English-speaking company, languages were built in at a much earlier stage, and I think it's one of the challenges that some of the North American products have. Not so much Canada, because Canada's bilingual, but the US in particular seems to sometimes struggle in designing language in at the bottom.
I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, Norway has a population of roughly 4 million people. So from the very beginning, it was obvious that we needed to have a solution that was multilingual, because, there's only 4 million people on the planet that speak Norwegian. It wouldn't have made any sense at all to develop a solution for Norway. But I think from that, the roots were really around, creating a globally accessible solution, and the benefit has paid off for us right now.
And surveys, as you know, I've been famous elsewhere for saying that surveys will be dead in 18 years. I originally said 20 years, but that was 2 years ago. Do you see any sign of it, or are you very comfortable at the moment with surveys?
I think surveys are going to evolve. They're going to change, and what's traditionally known as a survey will evolve over time. So I think you're not far off there. Being in the survey business, I'm hoping that it won't change too fast. Obviously, but we'll see an evolution of the survey. What it is today, it will definitely not be the case in 4 or 5 years' time.
Fantastic. Thank you for joining me today.